So in this video, we're going to show you how to create a Google Maps My Maps for use and inclusion in your ACI Residential Appraisal software for your residential appraisals. First step is to go to Google Maps, which is different than My Maps. My Maps is actually a subsection within Google Maps. You can either get, the best way to get to Google Maps is just www.google.com/maps or maps.google.com. Either will get you there. Once you're there, you do need to be signed in. And you can tell that you're signed in if your name is over here in this upper right hand corner of the screen. To get to the My Maps subsection of Google Maps, you click on the menu icon over in the upper left hand corner and click on My Maps. That will give you a list of recent maps that you have created, or you can create your own map. We will be choosing the option down here at the bottom of Create a New Map. Once here, you want to title your map, and you title it by the address of the subject. Our subject is 3405 Cedar Park Court in Nampa, Idaho. So that is the title of our map, and you want to title the layer. You just click on Untitled Layer. We're going to label it Subject. Then you want to find our subject. You find the subject by typing in the search field the name or the address that you're looking for, 3405 Cedar Park Court, Nampa, Idaho. And it generally will show up before you finish typing, and you can just select whatever comes up. Click Add to Map. Once there, you will want to edit the icon. So you click on the little paint can over here, and we use a specialized icon that we actually have uploaded to our server, and that is at http://images/red_house_icon.gif and add icon. Once you have added it, it will show up as a custom icon. You select the custom icon and choose OK. So now we have our subject as our nice little red house. So now what we want to do is we want to define our subject area. You do that by adding a layer, clicking on Add Layer, label the layer by clicking on the Untitled Layer title, and label it Neighborhood Boundaries. Then you want to zoom in close enough to be able to see. You can scroll in and out by using your scroll wheel on your mouse. And our neighborhood is going to be defined by Greenhurst Road down to Powerline Road, down to Locust, over to Midland. So that's going to be the area that we're going to define as our subject area. So we're going to zoom in here. And then we are going to click on this icon right here, which is Draw a Line. And we're going to add a line or shape. You can start anywhere that you want to. I'm going to start at Greenhurst and Midland. And you just click once and release. And it will take the line to wherever you next click. We're going to click on the corner of Greenhurst and Powerline. And we're going to go down, click again on Locust and Powerline. Then we're going to go to the corner of Locust and Midland and click. And then we're going to close it by clicking the original spot that we started. That will give us this area. We're going to label this Neighborhood Boundaries. And then in the description area, we are going to actually insert what our boundaries are. So we abbreviate it N for North, colon, that's Greenhurst, because that is our boundary on the north side, space dash space, south, which will be Locust, space dash space, east, which is Powerline, space dash space, and west, which is Midland. Click Save. Now, we don't want it to be gray, and we don't want it to cover up everything. So we come over here to the paint can for the neighborhood boundaries. We're going to make it red. We're going to make the polygon transparency all the way to the right, and then we are going to put the border width just under aligned with the W. That will equate to about a 5-point line within the report software. So now that we have that, anytime that we click on here, you can see how this will become highlighted whenever my mouse goes over this section or over the polygon that we created. So we don't want that to interfere with anything that we're now adding. So we're going to uncheck this box, which will make that layer hidden. We can put it back anytime we want. We're going to now add another layer. This is for our comparable sales. So we click on Untitled Layer. And click Save. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and add another layer. Click on Add Layer. And click on Untitled Layer. And this will be our comparable listings. So now that we have all our layers, we'll hide the listings for now. And you can tell which layer is active by this little blue line over here. Right now we're on the subject. We want to be on comparable sales. So we click on that. Now we know that we are adding something to the comparable sales. Our first comparable sale is 3304 South Oxbow Drive in Nampa, Idaho. There it is. And I can just click on that. There we are. Click Add to Map. And what we're going to want to do is we want to make this our own special icon. So we're going to use the built-in star, and we're going to make it blue. And there is our now first comparable sale. For our second one, it's 321 East Dooley Lane in Nampa. So I'm going to select that one, add to map, again, make it our blue star, and then add our next comparable, 585 West Mulberry Loop, Nampa, Idaho. And you can notice that I didn't click off of the comparable that we just added before I typed in here, which means it's not going to automatically find anything. I can just click search, or I can unclick the last comparable that we entered and it will come up for me. Either way works. And we'll click Add to Map, and again we will make it our nice blue star. Clicking off of it this time, that is our comparable sales. Now we're going to go to comparable listings. Now, again, you know that this is the active layer because this is my blue bar. But let's say that I made a mistake and I didn't add it to the correct one. So we'll add one up here to the wrong layer. This is our comparable listing, 3134 South Oak Island Avenue in Nampa. And that is the one that we will choose. And we'll say Add to Map. And then we'll come over here and realize, oh, I didn't put it into the correct layer. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm just going to click on it, and then I'm going to drag it down to there. And now it is in the correct layer. It's as easy as that. Sometimes it won't want to drag right away. Just keep trying. It eventually goes. I'm not sure why. If you figure out, just let me know. So this is our listing. We are going to change it to a special icon. We're going to use one of the built-ins, and it is the green checkered flag under recreation. That is the one that we will choose. So now click off of there. We will add our next comparable listing, which is 3000 Myrtlewood Way in Nampa. And again, add to map, and make it our checkered flag. And then our third comparable listing, 3305 Cedar Park Place in Nampa. And we shall add to map, and then make our icon our checkered flag. And then we will do our neighborhood boundaries and our comparable sales labels or layers. And then we'll scroll in till we get the maximum area possible. A little too close. Scroll it over here to the center. So here we have our comparable sale, comparable sale, comparable sale, comparable listing, and comparable listing. They're all showing up, but we want these to be labeled. So we come over here to our comparable sales and click on individual styles, and where it says no labels, we want name. So now the address shows up as a label. We're going to do the same for the comparable listings. Click on the individual styles. No labels becomes name. And then their labels show up. Lastly, we're going to add in a label for the subject as well. So select name, and there is the name. Now you can see how this comparable has a circle around it. It just is a holdover from when you selected it before. And this is still up. Just click anywhere on the map that's not a comparable sale or within the polygon, because you can see here that my cursor now is the pointing finger. That means that I would select the polygon, whereas out here it's just the regular hand. That one I would select the polygon. Out here I won't. So now we have our map. Now if you scroll out, some of these labels will go away because they overlap, which is why you want the maximum area possible that you can see all of the labels. And that, we now have our map.